Welcome to the SportsBros Podcast, featuring the Almighty B-Live, the Money Man, Scottie D, and your host, the head of creative, Eddy Kool. And without any further ado, here they are, the SportsBros. What's going on, world? This be your boy, Eddy Kool, and welcome to another episode of the SportsBros Podcast. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am the head of creative over here at the SportsBros Podcast, Eddy Kool, and this is episode number 24, a.k.a. the Kobe Bryant episode. We ain't going to be talking about Kobe Bryant, but you get it, 24. If you lost, then don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And as always, I got the Almighty B-Live with me.
Going on, what's happening in the world today? This be your boy, the Almighty B-Live, back at it again, episode 24, Kobe.
And as always, we get, I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
Oh no, I'm just waking up, but it's a wonderful, beautiful day here. But yeah, go ahead and introduce that other dude that we're so lucky to have him and such and whatever he's about to say.
And as always, we got Mr. Wonderful himself, the Money Man, Scottie D.
Hey, boys, how are you today? I am happy to be with you guys. I feel like I'm lucky to have you guys here with me today. I'm ready to talk some sports, ready to welcome in our new listeners. Yeah, man, it's almost football season, so I'm in a good mood. So let's do it.
Hold on, before we continue, did I just hear that correctly? For the first time, did Scottie D say that he's lucky to have us as opposed to the other way around?
It's a love fest. I am lucky to have you guys.
Oh, dear God. I don't know if I'm ready for this. But it's the thing about it is with the temperature outside, it is virtually impossible for hell to freeze over. But we're close to it if Scott is lucky to have us. But, go ahead. Eddy Kool, do what you're supposed to do.
It's a love fest, boys.
Open your arms. Give me a hug. But anyways, we got the Almighty B-Live and the Money Man, Scottie D, and we are the Sports Bros Podcast. Guess what, fellas? We're going to go ahead and dive right into it. Let's not waste no more time. Here we go. We got NFL news and notes, and Scottie D mentioned football is back. It's preseason football, but football is back. It felt good to come home from work last night like, hey, look, there's a game on TV. It's dark outside. It's an actual football game, actual professionals. A lot of these guys won't be around a couple weeks from now, but you know what? It is what it is. And hopefully those guys can put on a good showing and get jobs elsewhere because, when somebody gets fired, there's always an opening, always an opening. All right, and with that being said, news and notes, Josh Gordon, Josh Gordon, wide receiver of the New England Patriots, gets reinstated, which means Tom Brady gets a top-notch weapon at wide receiver. Fellas, what do you think about Josh Gordon being reinstated for the 11th time in the National Football League? B-Live, go first.
I'm glad you used that term 11th time because if this dude don't get the most chances and opportunities and literally they blow up in smoke, literally and figuratively. But you know what? Here's the thing. I'm going over my own life right here and my track record, and I've been given chance after chance after making mistake after mistake. So I cannot be one to judge. On a side note, though, this is a professional. This is you're being paid millions of dollars to play a game, play a sport. I'm thankful that he gets another opportunity and maybe does the best with it. Am I happy that Tom Brady has another weapon? No, because who likes Tom Brady on this show? None of us. Not one of us. Do y'all like him? I don't know. Maybe I don't like him.
Nobody.
Maybe we're hating, but that's why this is sports for the fan, by the fan. We can be biased. Josh Gordon, please, just please, do right this time. Do right. not just for yourself, but for the league, because the league has taken a lot of hits when it comes to player conduct and things like that. You've been given yet another chance, and Roger Goodell has put his name on you. And if you fail again, it's not going to be a good look at all. Like I said, not just for himself, but for the league entirely. So I mean, because there's plenty of players out there that have an opportunity that could fill that roster slot as opposed to him. But he is talented, so we'll see. We shall see.
Yep.
Yeah, it's confusing to me, man. I don't know. I don't understand. Like you said, the guy's been given plenty of opportunities, and like you, I've in my personal life have had more than my fair of screw ups. So I'm not hating him on that. I don't understand why he got suspended in December and then reinstated now. I'm confused by the whole process. You know, as a Dallas Cowboy fan, we got a guy, Randy Gregory, does the same thing. Yeah, I don't understand what this is, I don't understand how you decide what the suspensions are anymore. I mean, it seems confusing. You got Tyreek Hill, who's, shown some domestic violence signs, get no suspension, and Zeke Elliott gets 5 or 6 games for not even getting arrested. I don't understand Roger Goodell. I think he's bad for the league, and I think there should be more structure, I think, when it comes to the suspensions, not just one guy being a dictator, because to me it's completely confusing. I don't know what Josh Gordon did in December that got him, what exactly was it his violation was, but what between then and now got him reinstated? I don't get it. I don't understand. I really don't have a good point to make because I am confused when it comes to this situation.
Yeah, it does. It does raise the ire of, like, okay, like you said, he got suspended in December, and here it is, mid-August, and then boom, okay, now you're no longer suspended. I mean, guys, your guess is as good as mine, and I just hope that for his sake, like, Josh, get it together. Like, get it together. You're a hellified talent. You're good when you're on the field. Because I think at one point, when he was playing for the Browns, he was leading the league in receiving yards, and like the close second was like a couple 100 yards away or whatever. So I mean, he led the league. He has the talent, he has potential. What he has to do is just pull everything together, just like you mentioned, about the Randy Gregory situation and then the Zeke situation, and like you said, Money Man, Scottie D, the NFL, if this doesn't work, they really need to get it together. And you said the same thing, B-Live, too. If this doesn't work, we have to ask the question to the NFL, what in the hell is going on? Because it's just, I'm not saying it's mind-blowing because, like you said, we've all, we're, and all three of us can vouch, we are not perfect. That we are not. And we've had chance after chance after chance, except for us, we, realize, like, hey, if you don't get together here, you're going to wind up there. And so hopefully the same can't be said for one Josh Gordon. Hellified talent, he's got to stay out of trouble. My question is, where is Justin Blackmon? Where is he at? He's been suspended since 2013, and we haven't heard from him since. I mean, he has several violations, and I'm telling you, man, abuse and addiction and trouble is tough, especially with these guys being in the limelight. It doesn't make it more easier. It welcomes trouble instead of, thwarting it away. It's bad. It's bad. It's sad. And I wish the best for nothing but the best for Josh Gordon. All right, we're going to hop right into divisional previews and predictions. And the first division we're doing today is the AFC East. This should be real easy. Before I give my prediction, we'll let the Money Man give his predictions on the AFC East. Who's going to win it and who's going to be scraping at the bottom of the barrel and who's going to be in the middle? Scottie D, who you think?
I'm picking the Dolphins.
You lies.
Ooh. Lies. Yeah, I just wanted to catch Rodney Bellamy's attention out there. He's a Dolphin fan.
Lies.
I'm picking the Dolphins to have the number 1 pick in the draft next year. That's what I'm picking. The rest of the field is not caught up to the Patriots yet, especially now that Goodell gave them this nice, shiny gift here and let Gordon back on the team. But it's this one's just too easy to pick. It's going to be the Patriots, and the Patriots could end up back in the Super Bowl again. I hate to say it, but the more interesting thing to see in that division is how are these second-year quarterbacks, these top quarterbacks that were picked last year, going to develop as far as Buffalo and New York goes, Josh Allen and Sam Darnold, just to see if there's going to be progress made, see if the Jets are going to make progress with Le'Veon Bell, seeing what the Bill situation is going to be like, if McCoy's still holding up. I mean, he's starting to get up there. So those two are going to be interesting to see. I don't see either of those two teams, Jets and Bills, making the playoffs. I just kind of think it's going to be interesting to see how they progress this year.
Well, simply put, I want to shake this up as best as I can, but yeah, no, really can't do that. Patriots, I put the Patriots 11-5. They do not get a first-round bye, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there since I got a second chance at this. I put the New York Jets at 7-9. I put the Bills at 6-10, and I put the Dolphins at 2-14. So I think the Jets have improved quite a bit. I think Sam Darnold does some damage, but they'll be just on the outside looking in when it comes to the playoffs.
Yeah, I can kind of understand where you're coming from, B-Live. As for me, Pats win the division. Surprise.
Who'd have thunk it?
Exactly. Surprise for the 5th, 11th time. They win the division. As far as Buffalo, that defense is stout, but the problem is they have no help from the offense. But I see Josh Allen doing some things this year, He really got my attention last year. I mean, I'm not all in on Josh Allen, but I'm like, he has some potential. Let's give him a few more years, give him some help, and he'll be fine. Like you said, Scott, Shady McCoy's getting a little longer than 2, so we'll see how that pan out. Let's see, as far as the Jets go, with the addition of Le'Veon Bell, the Jets will be competitive. I don't think they'll lay down, but then again, it's the Patriots and everybody else in that division. And the Dolphins, well, enjoy Fitz magic, because as we know, when 12 o'clock comes,
he's a pumpkin.
Exactly. That character is going to turn into a pumpkin, a pure pumpkin. So, yeah, that's it. Let's see. Patriots, Jets, Bills, and what's the other team? Dolphins, sorry.
Wow.
Patriots, Jets, Bills, and the Dolphins. Look, I had a brain fart.
Rodney, Cliff, I'm sorry. I mean, I apologize ahead of time. I don't even know what that was. I can smell that brain fart all the way in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and that was in Cleveland. Whew. That was that came across my Wi-Fi, all through my speakers and in my ear, through my nose. I was like, great day, but I digress.
Yeah.
Eddy Kool, you be all right. Just let it go.
I'll be fine. I just had a crazy brain fart. I don't know what the hell just happened. All right, we're going to go to Scottie D's division, the NFC East. Staying on the East Coast. Let's see. We're going to go with Scottie D first. Who's your pick? It's going to be obviously B-Live. You know who you're going to pick. Who you think is going to win the NFC East?
Well, it depends on Zeke. If Zeke comes back, the Cowboys will be 16-0 and win the Super Bowl. If without Zeke, 12-4 win the Super Bowl. That's pretty easy. Now I have to pick the Cowboys just because I'm representing them, and I know this is the time of year, and I got to be honest with you. In years past, for a lot of years, I was picking the Cowboys to go 8-8 every year, and I was right a lot of times. And that's because I'm not a Jason Garrett fan. I don't think he's a great next level coach. However, I think they can win that division this year based on the defense, and Rod Marinelli and Chris Richard as our defensive coaches. I think the Cowboys are poised to have a really good year. This is the best, I think, going into the season Cowboys defense has looked in a long time. DeMarcus Lawrence is a question mark because he's coming off of shoulder surgery, but if he comes back and if they can get some pressure on the quarterback, the secondary and linebackers for the Cowboys are really good this year. I'm still not 100% sold on Dak, but I think if Zeke comes back, they'll have enough weapons to win that division. I know the Eagles are going to be probably strong again. I think the Giants are going to be garbage. I'm not sure what's going on with the Redskins. They seem to be an enigma year in and year out. But I do. You guys are probably going to agree with me that it's a 2-horse race here, right, between the Eagles and Cowboys. That what it looks like to you as well?
Yeah. I can agree with you on that. My prediction for the NFC East is confusion. Just a whole, but because the entire division is a whole bunch of confusion between the Cowboys and everybody wanting to get paid, between the Eagles giving away their best option at quarterback. I don't know. I'm still not sold on Carson Wentz. He still hasn't played a full season yet. I'm just
that's the
saying.
Question mark. You're right. That's the big question.
I'm just saying, like he's so uber talented from what I hear from all of the media pundits, but he is yet to complete a full season, and I mean they're talented. Then you've got the Redskins. They still haven't decided who they're going for with quarterback, whether it be Case Keenum or what my dude from Ohio State. Dwayne Haskins. Sorry. D. Ohio. See?
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you did not get that reference, you need to check out my spot on what happened Wednesdays this past week. I think it's my best one yet. I like laughing at myself. This one was the funniest one yet. But
yeah, it was funny. It was hilarious.
Yeah, like there's so much confusion in that division, it's one of those things. Will Dallas be able to curtail all of the distractions, because there's so many distractions? Dallas on paper right now is the best team in football. Yes, Scottie D, I said it and I almost threw up in my mouth. But
16-0 probably. Yeah.
No, not 6. Shut up. No, you will not get me on that train ever. But I will put Dallas at 13-3 if they get their act together. 13-3. I put the Eagles at 10-6. Put them in for a wild card. The Giants, I put them at 6-10, and I put the Redskins at 5-11. So.
Yep, I pretty much agree with that. Redskins at the bottom of the barrel because they don't know what the hell they got going on. And plus they got a holdout. Was it Trent Williams? Yeah, Trent Williams holding out. I was like, you know what? I don't even want to be here no more. Trade me. I'm not showing up. You got that whole issue going on. So there's a void in the offensive line. And then you have the Giants. They're already coming to the season as a walking wounded. And I think we might see Daniel Jones early. I think this might be the year where we just may see Daniel Jones.
I think they go with him midway through the season when they realize they're not going to make the playoffs. And I think Eli Manning passes the torch. But right now, who exactly are they throwing the ball to? Like that's
Evan Ingram and Saquon Barkley and some dude named Jeff from the practice squad.
Right. Amidst all the confusion. That's what I'm saying with the Giants. Like they have nobody to throw the ball to. So, but yeah, I think Sterling Shepard is back. I think he injured his thumb or something like that. I think he's back.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, probably they're being just necessary precaution, not playing him in preseason and whatnot. But I think he's back. But Golden Tate lost his appeal, so he's definitely suspended for 4 weeks. And what my other dude, I can't even remember his name right now, but he's gone for the entire year. But yeah, Corey Coleman. Yeah, he's done for the year. So wish him the best. Hope he gets back healthy and everything. But yeah, that is the NFC East for me. Did I really say the Cowboys will go 13-3?
You did say that.
I can't take it back. Yeah, I can't take it.
I have to admit, I think that's high. I don't think the Cowboys will win 13. But man, sign me up for that today, B Live. I'll take it. Thank you, sir.
Well, we just might have to look at the Dallas Cowboys schedule and see, what they can do. But in the meantime, let's see. I just believe that it all depends on what the Dallas Cowboys and Ezekiel Elliott does, because I think the division is theirs for the taking. And if not, I think the Eagles can go ahead and slide up in there. And then I think the Redskins and the Giants for the bottom of the barrel. I think they flip-flop. And I think we may see we may see two rookie quarterbacks probably by between week 7 and week 10. Between week 7 and week 10, where everything is pretty much set in stone, said and done, and reality is set in. We're going to try again next year, because for those teams, next year is going to come real early in the season. Yep. So that's it for the AFC East and the NFC East divisional previews. Coming up, we got UFC 241 results. Yep, they had a big action-packed weekend in the world of mixed martial arts. All right, we got Nate Diaz defeating Anthony Pettis, and after the fight, Diaz said, "You know what? Where's that guy that knocked out Ben Askren? What's his name?
Jorge Masvidal.
Yeah, Jorge Masvidal. He want pieces of Jorge Masvidal." Scottie D, what you think about that?
I was really torn watching this fight because these were my two favorite fighters. I love watching Anthony Showtime Pettis. He has just a flash and a flare about him, doing some dramatic things in the octagon. And I have just always been a fan of Nate Diaz. I remember watching him on The Ultimate Fighter when he was like 22 years old, years ago. I actually thought Pettis was probably going to win this fight based on ring rust and the fact that Pettis has been on a roll. But, boy, Nate looked really good the other night. As far as calling out Jorge Masvidal, man, that would be super exciting to see those two fight. But I'm going to tell you guys, that fight's not going to happen. It would make no sense for Jorge Masvidal to take that fight right now. As much as he would probably cash in on a big payday, Masvidal right now is, after that knockout of Ben Askren we saw last month, he's got to be like the hottest fighter out there. The problem for him is his title shot with Kamaru Usman is going to be put on hold because Colby Covington is ahead of him in line. So if you're Masvidal's people, why would you take another fight? It makes no sense to fight Diaz, put yourself at risk of losing that fight, and fall out of the title contention. If he sits and waits, he is in all likelihood getting the winner of Usman versus Colby Covington. And so as much as I think it'd be great to see that fight, I think in order to see it, Masvidal's going to have to wait his turn at the title, win that title, and then defend against Diaz. So I think Nate's going to be having to look for another opponent, and as he's proven, he sat out for 3 years. It's gonna take a big money fight to get his interest. So, Conor McGregor, anyone?
Oh God, why did that name even come back up? I'm so tired of that dude.
Yeah, I agree, but I think it's going to take something big like that to get Nate's interest. He called out the hottest guy out there right now. Right now, Masvidal is a money fight, but if you look at those welterweight rankings under his name, there's not a lot of guys that are going to draw a lot of interest for Nate Diaz. He wants the big time fights now. He's not taking just a regular tune-up fight or fighting anyone. There's a guy named Leon Edwards sitting at like 4th in the rankings that nobody wants to fight this guy because he doesn't have a flashy name or anything that a money draw, but he'd be a great fight. But it's just I just don't think Nate Diaz is going to take anybody but maybe Masvidal or Conor McGregor right now, and it's just not in it. I just don't think Masvidal's people are going to let him take that fight. I think the smart thing for him to do is to sit and wait. And, he's been waiting a long time already. I think he's got like a 12-fight win streak. It wouldn't make sense for him to take a Nate Diaz fight and lose that fight and then knock himself out of a title shot. I think he has to sit and wait.
Yeah, got to sit on them hands for a little bit. What you think about it, B-Live?
Oh, I agree. I definitely agree. Nate Diaz, thank you so much for the after-fight commentary, man. That was just pure media gold, man. Like,
never fails.
Yeah, so it was one of those things where the fight was entertaining. I only got bits and pieces afterwards, but I'm a big Nate Diaz fan because he definitely put them things to Conor McGregor, and just it was. I still remember that fight, and like it would be sort of cool to have a rematch of that caliber because I agree with you, Scottie D. The Masvidal Nate Diaz fight, it's just not. It's not good for business when it comes to Jorge and what his sight should be set on. But weirder things have happened, and I mean, money talks, BS. I mean, walks. So who knows? Who knows?
I'd like to see him fight Tyron Woodley because he hasn't had a fight in a while, and that'd be an interesting style clash with Woodley and Diaz. I don't know if that's something that would even be talked about, but you look at guys who are available to fight, that might be all right.
Yep, that might be a good fight that's worth checking out. Yep, good fight that's worth checking out. You know, my favorite fighter is, I watched her a few weeks ago, Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah, she's worth looking at, huh?
Yes, Valentino Shevchenko. She is an absolute savage. She beat up a girl. Well, not beat her up, but she knocked out Jessica Evil
Andrade,
Eye. And no, Jessica Eye. I mean, it was an older fight, but I think she knocked her out, and then I'm telling you, man, this UFC thing, it's pretty hot, pretty heavy. I'm calling you out. I'm making the matches, not Dana White. We're just gonna bypass him. You know, I won't fight you. I want to fight you. She want to fight her. She want to fight her. And then we got Henry Cejudo. He wants to fight a woman. There's no way in hell it's gonna happen, Henry Cejudo. You know better than that.
Whoa. What?
Yeah, you haven't heard that?
I did not hear that one.
Oh my God! I guess it was it Nunez or Cyber? Anyway, somebody thought, well, I'll fight such and such, and I was like, no, you don't want to do that. That's not going to work. We don't need intergender UFC fights.
No, not at all. Like, and I'm all for gender equality, but just no, stop it.
We gonna
yes, that's the best one. Because you're gonna end up with a fight like that. You're gonna be asking, what happened?
Yeah, what happened? Yeah, and he'll be on the wrong end of what happened. I'm be here like, I told you not to fight that doggone girl. You gonna learn one of these days.
And just because I'm trying to throw them all in there, Scott, what's your thoughts?
He wasn't ready. All right, moving right along. Stipe Miocic, straight out of Cleveland, Ohio, beats up Daniel Cormier, and guess what? He gets his heavyweight championship back. It's mine. It's his. He said I should have lost it the first time to the dad bod himself, Daniel Cormier. Beat out. Your thoughts on the fight?
Man, you stole my words, because I was like, I never quite understood watching Daniel Cormier fight. Just like, he just doesn't look like a fighter. He just doesn't, like, he looks like me in the mirror, and I'm looking down. I'm like, I'm just saying, nothing against him, man. He's been a talent. He's been a force to be reckoned with. But he ran out of steam. And I mean, Stipe definitely. I mean, Cormier definitely landed some hits and everything. Stipe felt them things, but at the end of the day, he had more energy, more stamina, and pieced him up, and TKO. Down goes Frazier. Down goes, So I thought I caught bits and pieces afterwards and everything. Cormier, I'm gonna say this. I think that you've done quite well in the UFC, but I mean, one part of me just saw that. I don't know if he has the same fire and desire in his eyes. I don't know. That's me.
You think so?
I don't know. It seemed different. Again, maybe I'm maybe a little jaded because every time I see him, like I said, like, is this dude really a fighter? And he's actually the heavyweight champion. And I'm like, okay. And then this last fight happened, and he ran out of steam. And okay, what's left for Daniel Cormier? I think he's on the other side of his career at this point in time.
Well, at least he didn't cry this time.
Yeah.
Well, he said that he was going to retire this past April, and then this whole process got dragged out a little bit because after he beat Stipe last year, He defended once against Derek Lewis and then had to have a back surgery. So his retirement plan was pushed back. It's kind of crazy in the UFC how a win or a loss can change so many different things. Because had Cormier won this fight, it was a no-brainer. One more fight left, and it was Jon Jones. At this point, Cormier is not like a sad case like a BJ Penn or one of these other guys who was just a shell of their former selves. Cormier was winning that fight the other night. He easily won the first round and most likely won the second and possibly third. And yeah, I think he expended a ton of energy in that first round when he was on the ground, because the smart thing for him to do, he's a world-class wrestler, would have been to take Stipe down again. And so I think the only fight left at this point for Cormier is a third fight with Stipe. But I think I don't know if that's going to be a rematch that we see exactly next. I mean, he may have to wait for a little bit on this one. And as he said the other night, he has some decisions to make because he has other opportunities. I don't know if he's going to wait around 14 months like Stipe did to get another title shot. And I don't know if it's in his best interest to put himself through that Jon Jones thing again. I mean, that took a toll on him emotionally, because that was such a big deal to him to fight Jones. Had he won, he'd have been coming out of that, knocking off one of the all-time UFC heavyweights twice. He'd have been on a roll. And I think Jon Jones was going to be the no-brainer fight. There's really nobody for Jon Jones to fight. If you look at his light heavyweight division, there's not a lot of names in there. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Cormier hanging up. I do think there's a possibility he'll fight Stipe one more time, though. But Jon Jones. I think Jon Jones would be a bad idea. Because I don't think he'd beat him, and I'd hate to see Cormier lose his final two fights like that and go out that way. I just don't want to see that.
So you think we might see a Stipe DC 3, the rubber match, the brawl for it all?
Yeah, I think we could, because even in the heavyweight division, I don't know what the next money fight would be for Stipe Miocic going forward. It's probably Francis Ngannou, and he's probably going to fight him next, I think. And then, like I said, you're looking at another 12 months before DC would get that third match, and I think at that point he's going to be gone. So I think we may have seen Cormier for the last time.
Francis Ngannou, as Booker T likes to call him, Francis Ngannou, that big, mean, nasty African.
Yeah, he's got the thunder and lightning in his hands.
Yeah, he damn sure has it. All right, that's it for UFC results. Great card.
And now, our favorite part of the show, the choices of the voices.
Scottie D poses a question. The listeners, that'd be you, and you over there in the back stock room hiding out. You should be doing work, but just listen to the podcast, and we appreciate it. Just don't let us get you fired. Scottie D asked the questions. You give us the answers, and it's loaded this week, guys. It is loaded this week. Scottie D, what is the question?
Whoa, we struck a nerve with this one. Who is the single most exciting player you ever watched in college football? Keep in mind how I phrased that question. The most exciting player you ever watched.
Yep, there's been years and years and decades of college football, and let's not BS anymore. All right, Hobby from the Chucktown says Reggie Bush. I can agree with you on that.
Are we allowed to mention Reggie Bush? Because didn't he get everything stripped from him?
He technically never played.
Right? He has 0 wins. Because I just want to make sure, because didn't you at Southern Cal have to vacate all those victories that he?
I think they did.
They did.
So he won.
Had to give back the Heisman.
Yep. So he won nothing. So we didn't even see him. Reggie Bush did not exist.
Didn't exist. Yeah.
Wow.
So Javi from Chucktown, you are mentioning a ghost.
Yep. Let the court show that is stricken from the record.
Bruh, I tried. I mean, I'm the host. I tried. You gave me. They had the question. You gave an answer. I tried. Okay, I really
when Eddy Kool mentions that this is our favorite part of the show, it really is, because every now and again we get a piece apart. Our listeners, we love you, but nobody's exempt from this smoke.
Yeah. Poor player that used to wear number 5 that played for University of something. That was Javi's favorite player, who he shall not mention. I hope they don't come for us, because we ain't got nothing. All right, moving right along. We got Trey Duke. You're gonna love this one, Scottie D. Tony Romo, the greatest Eastern Illinois player of all the times, in the words of Santino Marella, of all time.
Once again, Trey is messing with us. He probably doesn't even know what an Eastern Illinois uniform looks like. He's just a Tony Romo lover, which is, I love you, Trey. I love it. I love that answer. That's hilarious to me.
I was about to say, say the greatest Eastern Illinois player of all time. That's the only Eastern Illinois player I've ever even heard of. And until this moment, I didn't even know Tony Romo went to Eastern Illinois. So I just got my little bit of information. Wonderful. Thank you, Duke.
I forgot where the hell he went, to be honest with you. I was like, oh, he went to Eastern Illinois. I was almost going to brand him Eastern Michigan, but, no. I'll save him that headache, hassle, and hoo-ha. All right, Uncle Max in the house. He says, Bo Jackson from Auburn, all right? As much as it pains him to say.
I know that hurt. Know that hurt.
Bo Jackson, but
that could be the universal answer, though. Honestly, Bo Jackson in college was like the ultimate player, and I think across the country, if you'd pose this question, a lot of people would have that answer at the ready.
Yeah. Bo Jackson, he said he was big, strong, fast, and was a man among boys. No lies detected here, Uncle Max. No lies detected here. Yeah, he was a man among boys. You want to say something about Bo Jackson?
There's nothing to be said. That is the correct answer. This period, point blank. Like, exactly. whenever you're playing a video game and one of the rules is that you cannot play with the Oakland Raiders because of a particular player, to make it fair.
Yeah.
That's something to say. Bo Jackson, really.
Best video game player of all time, too.
Right.
Yeah. That's another one. Is it Hell or 04 Michael Vick?
As far as video games, that is it. When it comes to video games, there's 3. But I'll put 4 out there: Bo Jackson, Michael Vick, Peyton Manning. Do y'all remember the QB vision on Madden?
QB vision? Yes.
You didn't have to do anything when it came to Peyton Manning because he just saw the entire field. I don't know if y'all remember that.
I remember it. It was Jake Delhomme's view, which was like, 2 inches, and then you can take a whole damn yardstick was damn Peyton Manning's view. He saw everything.
God, I loved it. I loved it and hated it at the same time because I just never got my thumbs all the way together to move with the right analog stick I think it was one of those analog sticks you had to move the quarterback's vision to throw the ball accurately. Yeah, I had so much trouble with that.
I turned it off. I'm like, I ain't got time for this, man. I gotta look for an open receiver. I gotta look at my blind side. I gotta look at who blitzing. I gotta look at the coverage. I got to actually be a freaking quarterback. I can't even throw a rock 45 yards, let alone a football. Okay, so I gotta do all this and get sacked for 10 yards. Man, get out of here, man. Turn that mess off. Yeah, ain't got no time for that mess. All right, then we got Doug Severs, brand new Doug Severs. Teach me how to Doug it. Hey, teach me how to Doug it. We got he selected Archie Griffin, the only 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. Wow.
I can't argue with that, but I can't say that I saw him play. Like 73, 74, or somewhere in there. That don't hold me to that, but yeah, it was the early 70s that Archie Griffin won.
Yep, but you know what, Doug? We'll take your word for it because ain't nobody won the Heisman twice since then.
Yeah, and that's a great answer. I like the answer being a unique answer like that. So that's a great call.
Awesome.
All right. Hopefully I don't butcher this last name. His name is Scott Kalish. Scott Kalish. Bueller. Never mind. All right. Scott Kalish. He selected Deion Sanders from Florida State and Marshall Faulk.
2 great calls there.
Yeah, Marshall Faulk. That was a good one. Our very own put some respect on my name, Will Berry, selected, the guy we just talked about, Michael Vick and Rocket Ismail.
Oh man,
Selected those two.
You know, I actually saw Rocket Ismail play in college when he was with Notre Dame. I was at a Pitt game. Pitt was playing Notre Dame in Pittsburgh, and Pitt had closed the gap. They were losing. Notre Dame was really good, and late in the game, Rocket Ismail went across the middle it was a super long slant pattern, and he just took off and just left everyone right up the middle and sent the fans home. It's one of those plays where people started getting up and going to the exits. Rocket Ismail was really exciting to watch. He had such incredible speed, man. He was a burner. His whole family did.
Yeah, Rocket, Quadrant. I think there's another. B-Live, didn't the Panthers get Rocket on the back end of his career?
I do remember that. I can't say what year it was, but I do remember it was on the back end of his career. But it was one of those things. Just the name alone, you was like, that dude was ridiculously fast.
Oh, just imagine if Carolina would have got him as prime Rocket Ismail. If he, I'm talking about like when he was burning it up in the CFL, and oh man, boy, probably would have had a Super Bowl. I'll go ahead and say it. Probably would have had a Super Bowl. Probably would have had a Super Bowl. All right, we got the one, the only, terrible Pete Solansky. He selected LeVar Arrington, because LeVar Arrington was a nightmare for quarterbacks, and watching him terrorize offenses was fun to watch.
Yeah, interesting call there. He's a Penn State guy, so I'll give him some love for that, for choosing one of his own guys. But yeah, I mean, that dude was a beast coming out of college. So good call on that one. I like that answer.
I like it because it's the only defensive answer that we've had. Yeah. I know Deion Sanders. So we did have Deion Sanders. But then, but yeah, like LeVar Arrington, like, yeah, he was a nightmare in college and in the pros too. So I mean, that was I definitely agree with that answer.
Yep, LeVar Arrington. You'll never forget. Was it number 11 from linebacker U? I mean, Penn State knew how to. I mean, they pumped him out. They pumped him out at the regular, man. So, good job, Pete. I'll share a story about why I selected the nickname "Terrible" for Pete later in the show. Martin Tracy, he selected Herschel Walker. Whew, talk about another big bulldozer. Herschel Walker from the UGA, the University of Georgia. Yeah, Herschel Walker. He played for your Cowboys, right, Money Man Scottie?
He did. He actually had 2 stints with the Cowboys and was instrumental in building the dynasty when they traded him off to the Vikings. But if you look at him on film at Georgia, man, he was like a speedster and a bulldozer at the same time, and a lot of people probably would choose him, except Bo Jackson came out like right behind him. They were like, just a couple years apart, or they may even have overlapped a year or two. But Bo Jackson, I think, stole a little of that Herschel Walker thunder from the '80s as far as like the most exciting college player.
Yeah, Bo Jackson out there killing deers in the woods with a throw of a rock. That's how strong he was, and Herschel Walker is like still in good shape to this very day. Yeah, in great shape. Rodney Bellamy, he selected. He selected Woodrow Dantzler. Yes, from the Clemson Tigers.
Oh, well, he had no choice but to pick him since he picked him as his number 5 NFL quarterback. So he had to pick Woody. That's a great one. We love having Rodney involved with our show. So that was awesome. And he turned that one in.
Loved it. And Eddy Kool, how dare you, sir? If you ever just scooch by that
Clemson.
team, yep.
See the way. I was like, okay, Herschel Walker. And I was like, Rodney Bellamy. And then something just came over my vocal cords, and I had to take a swallow of water and get my life, mind, and everything else. My faculties have to get everything together for me to say Clemson, and I had to get everything together. I mean, it is what it is, Brian. It is what it is.
Oh man.
You know how I was when you first met me.
Things have not changed, and I love it. The Clemson University.
Don't do that. Just be Clemson University. Just,
you know what? I'm actually upset though. Wait, Mercedes. What? I have not gotten any rebuttal from you. That video was made just for you. I've got no rebuttal. I need to hear something. Smack talk, anything. Kiss my ass. I've been waiting on that one. Something. Help me. All right, cool. Eddy Kool, do your thing.
When she's unbusy, I'll be like, honey, look, be like, I'm going to just put the phone down and walk in the other room. I'm going to make sure your phone number is attached to the video so that way she can burn your ears
Because I wanted to happen before we meet up in San Diego. I prefer it that way. Go ahead and get it out of the way because I know it's coming. But yeah, I digress.
Oh, damn that. I just might record it. You gave me an idea. All right. Woodrow Dancer was the first quarterback to throw for 2,000 yards and rush for 1,000. That's a magnificent feat, man. A magnificent feat. And Amy Woodworth, she said Eli Manning from the Ole Miss Rebels. And she mentioned the 7 overtime marathon game versus the Arkansas Razorbacks, where the Ole Miss Rebels, they won. And everybody was tired. And she was tired because she was there too.
Shout out to
All right, shout
out to Amy. Amy's she's a big Pittsburgh everything fan and an Ole Miss fan, and her and her husband have been loyal Money Man trivia fans through the years. So I hope to have her as a regular listener going forward. So thanks for your reply there, Amy. We appreciate you.
That's right. We got Scottie D. Scottie D does trivia. Not only does he do trivia, but he is the best in the world when it comes to trivia.
Nice.
Greg Hamilton.
That was impressive. I'm gonna need that on a promo reel. That was wonderful. And so I'm gonna say a little piece real quick because I appreciate Scottie D with a shout out to Amy, and because when I first saw this answer, I was chomping at the bit because I was like, we have a lot of great, exciting, electrifying players, and Eli Manning just did not jump off the sheet when it came to. I was like, Eli Manning, what? But you know what? I'm gonna let it be. I really didn't because,
like I said, she's very loyal.
Yeah.
Want to keep the loyalty there, you know, Amy.
In other words, be like, don't mess up the money man's money. That's what you say. I'll say it.
Don't do it. All right. I'll behave this time. I'll behave.
But we can't make no promises next week, Amy. I'm just saying. No. But shout out to Javi, Trey, Uncle Max, Doug, Scott, Will Berry, Terrible, Pete Talansky, and who else? Martin Tracy, Rodney Bellamy, and Amy for participating in Choices of the Voices. Quick story, Pete. Why I call you Terrible Pete Talansky? Because your profile picture is a pirate. And I just thought, terrible. So I just took it and ran with it. So I think it's pretty cool. And, you know, if you like it, I love it. So it is all fine and dandy. All right. Be Live, your most exciting, electrifying player in all of college football.
Well, I don't want to be stereotypical. I am going to be, because all roads lead to Dabo.
56 minutes in. There we go.
Just that time stamp. Because I was going to try. I tried. But, man, my most electrifying player, my most exciting player, easily C.J. Spiller. This dude, like, look, the reason why he is up there for me is because he changed the entire framework. He changed the entire game when it came to Clemson football. When he came out of the state of Florida and turned down Miami, Florida State, Florida, Georgia, all these schools that were recruiting him, and came to the little town of Clemson, South Carolina, and donned the orange breeches and freaking lit up.
He said breeches.
You don't know about the orange breeches. You should know about them because that's what Clemson wears in every championship game.
Your mouth. Watch it.
I'm just saying, the orange breeches is actually there's a tradition behind that. But yeah, C.J. Spiller just really, like, this dude was ridiculously fast, freaking ridiculously strong, and it changed the whole recruiting market when it came to Clemson. I think that who we have now, we wouldn't have if C.J. Spiller decided, hey, you know what? I'll go to Florida State or whatever. No, he chose Clemson, and it really put Clemson on the map, as I like to say, because I've seen the growth, I've seen the progression, and then seeing him on the field. He put that foot down. Oh, my goodness, it's ridiculous. Honorable mention, I'll see what happens this year for Heisman, Travis Etienne. That dude is ridiculous. 8.2 yards a carry. Oh, yeah. Heisman, I need it. Between him and Trevor, we're going to get a Heisman this year. For the first time in our history, it's going to happen. I could talk about Clemson for another 10, 15 minutes, but, my bad.
Well, we ain't going to do it. Yeah. C.J. Spiller was with, what's that other guy? James Davis?
James Davis.
And
we had Jacoby
Thunder
Ford, and we had Jacoby Ford, too. Jacoby Ford was even faster, but it was one of those things. C.J. Spiller was that workhorse. I mean, there was nothing he couldn't do.
Yeah, game recognized game. It's not gonna pay me. You got to give it to Clemson. I mean, they had talent, especially like you said with C.J. Spiller leaving Florida, the state of Florida. He could have stayed home and been the man, but it's like I'm just come up here and do this and do that, and so shoot, that is what it is. Scottie D, who you got?
Well, before I give my answer, we have one guy that gave us a couple answers here that I have to put over. Jeff Seibert is one of my fraternity brothers from back at Cal U of PA, and he said that B Live gave him some love last week, and I didn't. So Seibert answered Bo Jackson, Barry Sanders, who is one of the most exciting college football players ever, Deion Sanders, and he also threw in Vince Young, who was a lot of fun to watch in college. So I got to give a shout out to my boy Jeff back there, because if B Live, if he's good enough for B Live to put over, then hey, big shout out to you, Seibert there. So thanks, buddy. I appreciate you listening in for us, and you gave us a couple really good answers there. One of the guys that never gets mentioned was a guy named Lawrence Phillips that played for Nebraska. You guys remember him? Tragic figure, ended up dying in a jail cell after washing out in the NFL. But when he was at Nebraska, he was really a lot of fun to watch. And Michael Vick was a lot of fun to watch. The reason I can't pick Bo Jackson or Herschel Walker is because, honestly, guys, I didn't really watch a lot of college football at that stage in my life. I had a little chip on my shoulder when it came to college football because I didn't like the playoff system, which is going to lead me to maybe the most surprising answer I've ever given on here. I got to say Deshaun Watson might be the most exciting college football player I have ever seen.
Hold it. Wait a minute.
Stop.
What the hell? And what just happened?
I'm telling you, it's a love fest today. I mean, you picked the Cowboys 13-3. I'm picking Deshaun Watson for the simple fact that, living in South Carolina, I made a lot of Clemson friends, and they were always talking about this guy. So I started really watching this dude. And in the biggest games that this guy played in, he shined the most. This dude was always in the big, tight situation. He never seemed to have pressure on him. He never looked like he was under pressure. He made cool decisions throwing the football, great decisions throwing the football, running the football at the appropriate time. And he slayed the beast that was Alabama. I mean, he's the one that really got Clemson kind of over the top here these past few years as far as making them a national powerhouse. So, just based on what I watched, and I watched that kid play a lot, man, that dude was, to me, one of the most exciting college football players I've ever seen, based on the fact that in the most exciting games, in the biggest times, he was money. So there you go, B Live.
Hope.
Check his pulse.
Eddie, I'm gonna need you to piece.
Okay, I got it. Don't worry about it. You're a little faster right now.
I'm gonna need you,
ladies and gentlemen. The Money Man Scottie D did say it was gonna be a love fest. B Live hit him with a classic case of the air rights, and this happened. And B Live for the first time and forever is speechless.
I need that sound piece. I need that clip. I need that in my life.
That was tough for me to come out with that, but yeah,
that was beautiful.
Yeah,
I could not have even said that better myself. Yes.
Scott, he's borderline on
I
tears.
know.
Yes.
He damn about
that kid could play, man. That kid was at the college level. That guy was money. He really was.
Yep.
I can't say that he was a more exciting college football player to watch than Bo Jackson or Barry Sanders, but I honestly did not sit and watch those guys play a lot. You know, you see the highlights, but based on the question and the way I phrased it, I just watched him play a lot more. And you know, I like the college football playoff system that we have in place now, and I'd even like it if they'd go to 8 games or 8 teams eventually. But I just it really chapped me a lot of years that it came down to voting who should be in the championship game. So I didn't put as much stock into it and watch it as intently for a lot of years. But now, you know, it's exciting that you get that extra game. We talked last week about Boise State, Oklahoma. What a great game that was a few years back. Wouldn't it have been great if Boise State would have played again another week after that? Like if that was a playoff and the whole country was excited to watch that. You know, we missed out on a lot of that early. But since this playoff has been in place, you know, you get to see these guys you get to see a little bit more. And those big games, Deshaun Watson excelled, you know, on a Saturday afternoon playing Wofford, not a big deal. But when it came to playing Alabama and Ohio State and Louisville on primetime, he, you know, going against a Heisman Trophy winner, that dude was money. And so that I always thought that was kind of exciting that you see a primetime player living up to the billing. So Deshaun Watson's my answer.
Okay, good. Well, my 2 answers, Beli just might fall out the chair for this one, but Michael Vick and Woody Woodrow Dantzler.
Clemson Love Fest continues today.
So you're telling me, let me see if I get this correctly. You're telling me that all three sports bros, all of us named a Clemson player as one of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to change my answer to Dan Marino.
No, it's too late now. I gave you love with 13-3 Dallas Cowboys. It is a wrap. And you're tuned into the Sports Bros podcast. And make sure you take care of yourself. And how you say that? we're ending the show right now. There's nothing else.
No, you're trying to roll credits. Wait a minute. It's not over yet. But yes, be live. It is true, man. Hey, Michael Vick was just doing things. I'm like, what am I watching? Did he just do that? He's got a cannon. He could run. Michael Vick was flat out ball. And then, like, I think if I'm not mistaken, didn't him and Woody Dantzler play along the same time, or was it though they kind of overlap each other?
Possibly.
I'll look that up real quick as you continue. Just do a little fact checking, because I think Woody Dantzler was. I think it was before him, but it could have overlapped. I'm gonna do some research, and when I say research, I'm gonna Google it. All right, cool.
Yeah, he gonna toss his Google machine. But yeah, man, I was out there for many Saturdays, and like this was when South Carolina was just plodding along. They were just there. They were just existing. And I'm not gonna lie, you know, some of South Carolina games were not exciting to watch. But hey, that was my team. You know, I had to go through the era of Blake's, Chris Smelly and Blake, what's his face, and the Dondrell Pinkins and the Savell Newtons, and I had to go through that era before Stephen Garcia and Connor Shaw came along, and so you know they were a little bit hard to watch. But then you know the primetime games, hey, you would see Woody Dantzler or you would see Michael Vick, and they would just do what they would absolutely do. They would just tear people to pieces. It's almost like Michael Vick made Virginia Tech relevant. Like made them relevant, like, hey, you know, we're doing this here, we're pretty good, and they had a good team. But Michael Vick, man, was extraordinary. Also, the same can be said for Woody Dantzler too. I just wish on the pro level they would have gave Woody Dantzler a chance to play quarterback instead of a kick returner. But I'm with Rodney, man. Yeah, Woody Dantzler was dope, super dope. B-Live, did you ever find that?
Yes, and so they definitely overlap because Michael Vick was drafted in 2001, and Woody Dancer went undrafted in 2002. So they definitely overlapped.
Ooh, okay. All right. Yeah, because I remember those guys were good. Those guys were good.
It's one of those things with Woody Dancer, unfortunately, like just the stature alone, because he only stood 5'10". And that at that point in time, especially, like your prototypical quarterbacks are 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". And I mean, just he made the college throws, but you could see clear as day that the college game and the pro game are two entirely different beasts. And Michael Vick was just otherworldly. Like it doesn't even make any sense. And one thing I want to say about this little piece right here is that a couple players get lost in the shuffle because of how great and how electrifying they were on the pro level, that you sort of forget how awesome they were in the college level as well. So, I mean, Michael Vick was ridiculous at Virginia Tech. Ridiculous with it. But he got lost in the shuffle because of what he did on the pro level, which was just dumb. Like, I didn't.
You know, no. Go ahead. You go ahead.
But yeah, I was just wondering, like just the throws that he made on the run, on a rope, on a dime. Like he was throwing the ball 40, 50 yards down the field on the run. There's certain quarterbacks in the league that can't do that standing in the pocket.
Yeah.
So God.
With max protection.
Right. So I mean, that, just watching Vic highlights is a beautiful thing, except for the fact when he played for the Falcons. Oh, I'm sorry, the Falcons, the Dirty Birds, them. Yeah, whatever.
Them on the other side of the side. Yeah, them there down there. Yeah, you know who else was an exciting player who just slipped my mind and just hit me? He used to play for Nebraska, Eric Crouch, the Heisman winner.
Oh man,
Eric Crouch.
Oh yeah.
He was a Heisman winning quarterback, and I guess he was like, come to the NFL. Hey man, you got to play wide receiver. He's like, I don't think so. And so he was like, the hell with all that. Y'all can have all that. And that was a spirited edition of Choices of the Voices. Scottie D, what's next week's question?
All right, we're going to switch it back to the NFL in next week's edition. We're going to talk about your favorite team, you, the listener's favorite team. If you could add any player in the NFL to your favorite team, the way it exists right now, who would you pick? Maybe you feel like you're the Patriots. Maybe you're a Patriots fan and you think, Tom Brady's just not cutting it. I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers. That kind of answer. So if you could pick any other player, you get one pick. You can pick one player in the NFL and add him to your existing favorite team. Who would it be?
Ooh, I got one for B-Live. He just might fall out the chair for next week. Already got it.
But
he might not be back in the chair from this week after I pick Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, I'm feeling all the love. But just in this whole love fest, I want to make sure that we stay grounded. And if any Patriot fans might be listening out there, and you want to trade Tom Brady for Aaron Rodgers, you're immediately going to the penalty box.
Yeah.
Just going in. That was for an example, but that was a very, very terrible example. But it's all right. It's all right. Scottie
you get
D,
the idea.
We got the idea. We appreciate that very much so. Eddy Kool, do what you do.
Back at it. All right. And speaking of the penalty box, we got an abbreviated version of the penalty box because this dude deserves the whole penalty box by himself. Robert Kraft gone, Clint Hurdle gone, OJ gone, Jenna Clem gone, everybody else gone.
Clear the penalty box.
Clear. All y'all are good to go. This week's lone recipient of the penalty box, resident, if you will, is the one, the only, the problem child that Pittsburgh said, you know what, here, get the hell on. Go to Oakland. Oakland Raiders wide receiver Antonio Brown for being Antonio Brown, because Raiders GM Mike Mayock said, hey man, look, missing practice, either you're gonna be all in or all out. Scottie D, what you got about this dude? Real quick.
It's just a circus with him. It's the feet, it's the helmet, it's the attitude, it's everything with this guy. He's an attention hound, and he deserves to be in the penalty box. But shout out to Raiders owner Mark Davis for his hairdo.
Whew. Man. Woo. Man. So, anybody, just nobody care about this man at all. Who lets this man leave the house like this?
Whose man is this?
Oh my God!
I don't care if you're rich, man. You can fix it.
I swear.
Yo, it's priceless. He needs to stay that way. I love when they show Mark Davis on TV. I love it.
Oh my God.
Oh man, be like what you got on Antonio Brown being in the penalty box all by himself.
Man, it just. I don't understand. I really don't understand, man. Like, why is everything just extra with this dude? I defended this dude when I was like, why is Pittsburgh not paying this man? Like, this dude is electrifying on the field. He is top tier wide receiver all day, every day. AB 84.
No doubt.
Now you got me, because I got to get ready for this fantasy football season, and you got me second guessing. I just one side of me is like, he's going to make any quarterback's job easy on the field. He is one of the best route runners. He's got sure hands. One of the fastest people on the field. He's going to be great, but this is just dumb. Like, it's like. Now I got to question his motives. I got to question his desire, his drive. Like, does he really want to play? Is he threatening to retire because his helmet don't feel right? Like, and when you hear other players that they say, "Oh, well, I have my feelings about the helmet too." But you know what I'm saying? What they do, they grin and bear it, because guess what? You're getting paid to play a game.
Yeah.
So you adjust. I promise you'll be all right. Obstructing his sight, but come on, bro. I get it. We're particular about certain things, but come on, AB. I'm gonna need you just.
The helmet thing's over. It's time to go back to work and quit acting like a clown.
Right.
Seriously.
Right. That's the problem.
You're not winning. You're not going to beat the NFL. They have made that rule. And if he goes out there and wears his old helmet and gets a concussion, what's he going to do? Sue the league.
It's all on him, baby.
Yeah.
It's all on him.
All I know, just at the end of the day, stop being a distraction so my boy Hunter Renfrow can do his thing in the NFL, because he is slated as a starter from he's slated as the third wide receiver on the depth chart for the Oakland Raiders. So for my man,
so it's AB, Seth Roberts, if he's still there, and then Hunter Renfrow. Well, good for him. Good for him.
Just the All-American come-up story from walk-on to NFL starter in his rookie season. Are you kidding me?
Wow. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Shout out to the hometown kid, Hunter Renfrow. Speaking of kids going back to school, shout out to the kids that's taking their little butts back to school, hopping on that yellow dog, that cheese wagon. Be good. Behave. Go do some schoolwork. Don't get on nobody's nerves. Make some friends. Do something. Show off your new clothes. Do something. All right, so that's it for the abbreviated version of the penalty box. Yeah, AB, you and those dog ear, rawhide bottom feet of yours can just go sit down somewhere. Wear some socks next time you go up in that doggone chamber, all right? You know better. This ain't your first time in there. All right, rounding third and heading home. It is pepper time. You guys know how it is, and your listeners, you know how it is. For your first-time listeners, the pepper segment of the show, we take 3 topics. We talk about a rapid fire style. We throw the ball around. We try not to hit each other in the face with it. We try not to. Notice I said try. We don't, but we try not to. And with that being said, I'm going to go first. My first pepper point goes out to Mike Trout, Cody Bellinger, Christian Yelich, and Pete Alonso. Fellas, ask me why I mentioned these guys.
Why do you mention
Somebody
them?
just asked me.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you why, because with 6 weeks left in the season, each have 40 home runs. Each has 40 home runs. It's going to be real exciting to see who gets the 50. Over to you, Scottie D.
You know who doesn't have 40 home runs is Josh Bell, because he quit hitting them around the All-Star break because the Pirates suck.
Clint Hurdle.
Here we go with the Pirates. You know, I'm a Pirate fan, so I have to give you a little bit of a taste of my misery every week. So this past week, Jameson Taillon, our supposed star pitcher, our ace, had surgery, had Tommy John. He's been out since April with discomfort in his forearm. It's August. And he's having Tommy John surgery. Didn't pitch this year. Has Tommy John surgery. Out for 2020. What is he waiting on for the surgery? What happened here? You telling me that nobody could figure out this guy needed surgery 6 months ago? Do better, Pittsburgh. On to the next Pepper point. Do better.
He is big mad.
I think he had to leave the room. I'd be mad too. I'd be 38 hot.
Oh my God. I can't breathe. Oh my God, that's classic.
See how your sports teams will have you acting out of character?
Oh man, that's classic.
I digress.
You know what? You threw the ball over to me. I'm actually going to use this ball to counteract Scottie D's little antics. Do you understand when it comes to Tommy John's surgery, what it entails? As you already said, that he's going to be out for all of 2020. So Tommy John's surgery is pretty much a last resort. So you go to different specialists, trainers, physicians, et cetera, because you don't want that to be the end route. No player wants to go through Tommy John surgery.
He's had it before though. He's already had it once. So you have to be aware of these kind of things. If there's some kind of problem, fix it.
What the hell, Pittsburgh?
Well, so I used up my time for that. That was just maybe my purpose, because I was reading into that story too, and I was like, well, dang, he's out for 2020.
2 years. He's 2 years for one injury. Come on.
Eddy Kool, I'm gonna let you have the ball. I'm gonna come back around the second go around to talk about what I want to talk about. I was just trying to help Scottie D out, because they hit me to my heart. He was hot.
Yeah. I thought he got up and left.
He did. You can't mimic that. He got up from whatever he was doing and he just said,
the hell with all y'all. Pirates organization, you suck for letting it happen. How the heck when this man get hurt in April and August? Well, he might need Tommy John's surgery. Show's over. Roll credits. We'll see you in 2021, bro. All right. Second pepper point. This is spirited. The Cleveland Indians, the second place Cleveland Indians. You know, at one point I was like, you know what, man? These Indians aren't looking too good. You got Trevor Bauer doing what he's doing, and the bats weren't clicking, but all of a sudden, Trevor Bauer's gone. The bats are clicking. They get Yasiel Puig in a trade, and they are firing on all cylinders. At the right time of the season, with 6 games left in the season, there are 2.5 games back from the AL Central Division lead, and from the looks of it, they just might take it. All right, now who am I throwing to now? So Scott have blow up.
It's back to Scott again. I told you we're gonna keep it right. We're gonna keep it right.
Yeah, okay. And I'm gonna keep that conversation going, because in the American League wild card, man, this is a fun thing to watch right now, because the Indians are up a game. Tampa Bay is the second team in, and Oakland's only a game and a half back, and they've been playing really well. I think they lost on Sunday, but they're 6-4 in their last 10 games. In the meantime, the Red Sox won 5 in a row, and they're still 6.5 back. So now it looks like Cleveland, Tampa, and Oakland are going to be the teams to watch going on there. And I say teams to watch, and if you look at Tampa Bay, they drew about 300 people on Sunday afternoon in their game against the Tigers. So
wow.
Tampa Bay's like they're like Reggie Bush. Do they really even exist? I mean, who even knows?
They need to take the whole team to Montreal, not just
might as well at this point.
Season, the whole thing. Throw the whole team away. Throw the whole stadium away at this point in time.
Yeah,
catwalk and all.
Pepper point to you, Be Live. Over to you, brother.
All right. Well, this seems like a nice spirited round of pepper, and we're talking baseball because that's where I'm going with it as well. Because My pepper point is we just saw a preview of the National League Championship Series between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Atlanta Braves. And the Atlanta Braves came out 2 out of the 3 games. It was just up and down. Like, Los Angeles has a pitching crew for days, man. And Atlanta better get their bullpen together because I think Atlanta has more offensive power. But Jesus, like, when we're letting Los Angeles score 6-7 runs after the 6th inning, it's not conducive. So, but it was good to see that the youth of the Braves freaking coming out 2 out of the 3 in mid-late August, because this is crunch time, baby. This is where we've made the trades, we've made the pickups, we've done all the call-ups and everything. And I pray to God that my Atlanta Braves get healthy, because we've got a lot of players on the injured list right now. Like
walking wounded.
You're right. So, I mean, I need them to get healthy, because it's about that time. October is just around the corner when it comes to baseball, and that's when I really get into it. So, man, I was loving it. 2 out of 3. Chop on, baby. Eddy Kool, have at it.
There's nothing like playoff baseball. I remember when I first moved up here to Cleveland, my girlfriend and I went to the division series between the Red Sox and the Indians, and I was happy. I finally got to see Big Papi play in this last season, so I was excited about that. So, yeah, get it together, Braves. Get it together.
Oh, yeah, let me just throw in real quick, because I can attest to playoff baseball in Cleveland, Ohio, because I was up there in October when we went to Detroit for the
that is right.
Dude,
yes,
what was it? Was it a 13-inning game or something like that we were in?
Yep, 13-inning game.
Dude, boy, that was I love the scenery there, because we were about a couple of miles away from the stadium. Something like,
not too far away from, probably about 15 minutes max.
Gotcha. I didn't know how far it was, but dude, just the scene in Cleveland right there, and just the excitement was amazing. I just want to throw that in there. Here, you can have the ball back. My bad.
Hey, one more time I put over Cleveland. Good, bad, or indifferent, they love their teams and they will fight you, all right? Just to let you know. Good, bad, or indifferent, they will fight you. You should see the buzz about the Browns. But the third and final pepper point goes to the World Wrestling Entertainment, the squared circle, the lights, if you will, the king, or excuse me, the king of the ring tournament. They're bringing that back, and it is to crown a king of the ring. The thing about the King of the Ring tournament is it's a great tournament to help up-and-coming superstars become more relevant, a.k.a. gives them some time to shine. So we have Cesaro, Samoa Joe, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Cedric Alexander, Sami Zayn, The Miz, Baron Corbin. And on the SmackDown side of things, we have Andrade, Apollo Crews, Chad Gable, Shelton Benjamin, Ali, Buddy Murphy, Kevin Owens, and Elias. And I know you're wondering, like, where the Roman Reigns and the Brock Lesnar's of the world, they don't need to be there. But guess what? You need to build more new superstars, and the King of the Ring tournament is a great vehicle to do so. And that's it for my pepper point. As in the words of Money Man Scottie D and Forrest Gump, that's all I have to say about that. And I'm throwing the ball to Scotty.
All right, some bad news for me this week as a Laker fan. I saw DeMarcus Cousins tore up that knee, and he's probably not going to be able to play this coming year, and that might do it for him as a career. He may be able to come back at some point as a role player, but the once promising career is probably out the window, and I hate seeing that for Boogie. And in even worse news, the Lakers are considering Dwight Howard. Be live, over to you.
I was just putting in a little snippet. The fact that before, because Dwight Howard wanted to come back to the Lakers said, But then when Boogie Cousins got hurt, they're like, hell, oh, by the way, we saw your missed calls. Want to call you back? You want to come over? All right, cool. Yeah, but the Lakers, gotta love it. Gotta love the sideshow. All right, my third and final pepper point, still baseball. Because in the midst of that Atlanta Braves, Los Angeles Dodgers series, Ronald Acuna, he is the hottest thing in baseball right now. I think he leads the league with 9 home runs in the month of August. He's been killing it. He's was in the home run derby, hitting the ball all over the field. Unlike everybody else that they just pull it, he was hitting home runs all over the field and showing pure raw power. This dude will be the next thing smoking, and the Braves got him on a discount. However, and I love it.
However,
he hit a ball in the bottom of the 4th inning, and it had some heat to it. It was on its way, going. It did not clear the wall in Atlanta and bounce back. But because he was too busy stargazing, it was the longest single that anybody's ever hit in their entire life. It could have easily been a double. But because he's stargazing, because he's young, he's only 21, it was only a single. The Braves were down 3-1. Now you got runners on 1st and 3rd. So what does he try to do to make up for his mistake? He tries.
I know. He tries to steal.
He tries to steal second, and is caught. Shoof, out of there. So now you got a runner on 3rd, and instead of having runners on 2nd and 3rd, what it should have been the entire time, now you just have a runner on 3rd, strikeout. Braves are out of the inning with nothing. They get nothing out of all of that. So the skipper, Brian Snickers, I think Snicker, maybe, I don't know.
Yep, Snicker.
He said, young blood. Can't do that. Got to sit you down. What? Benched the hottest guy in baseball right now. His backup, Rafael Ortega comes in, replaces them in center field. Austin Riley goes to left field where Ortega was. Ortega moves over to center field. In the 6th inning, bases loaded, Braves down 3-1. Rafael Ortega says, Acuna, I got you. Bing! Grand slam. The Braves, just beautiful. I jumped out of the bed. I was tomahawk chopping all over the place. Chop on, Atlanta Braves. This is a learning point for Acuna. He was professional about it after the game. He knows he did wrong. Run it out, baby. You the man. Just run it out.
So
just run it out, baby.
Just run it out.
Cool. I'm good with it. Atlanta Braves, World Series champions. It's going to happen this year. Yes, sir.
Already. Scott, that sound familiar with what Clint Hurdle did earlier in the season with I'm sorry, I don't want to. I know you.
No, that's not comparison. Like, Acuna should have been benched. I 100% agree with that. And it worked out perfectly. Lesson learned, got a grand slammy out of the backup. It worked out perfectly. Stuff like that doesn't happen in Pittsburgh.
It certainly doesn't. I'd like to fight you on that one, but you're right. They've sapped the life out of me. They've taken all fight out of me.
God.
Scott, like, I ain't got no more in me. Speed don't got no more in us. That is another episode of the Sports Bros Podcast in the books. But before we go, the sign up for the Fantasy Football League is closed. Over with. Done. We got our 10 teams. And if you missed out, there's always next year. There's always next year. So, like I said, the live draft will be the 22nd, a.k.a. this coming Thursday at 8 p.m. Live draft. Clear your calendars. Tell your girlfriend, hey, sit right there, read this for me, give me these papers, and let's get ready to have some fun. Fantasy football season. Oh, I love it. And I'm trying to win this year. I don't know what the rest of y'all, but I'm trying to win. Going to win this year.
Yeah.
I know B-Live got something
you already know it. And I just love the fact that this the Sports Bros Fantasy Football League is a rebranded version of the Kool Football League, which your boy is a three-time.
Here we go.
Three-time. Cool.
No, it's not. Here's me tapping you on the shoulder, pal. I was not involved before, so this is a brand new league. There's a new sheriff in town.
Oh, so
you ain't gonna get away with picking Hunter Renfrow in the first round when I'm in town, buddy.
Shoot, that might just happen. Shoot,
I know
it. No, I've made sound draft picks and I've made sound pickups and trades throughout the years. That's why I'm a 3-time champion. And here's the thing, Scottie D, you might be new to this, but you're an expansion team. The league has been existing. Just because you're coming into it doesn't take away my records, my Hall of Fame status. Oh yes.
Let's do this. Let's wrap it up here. I had enough of this guy for the day. I gave him enough love.
Wow.
Yes.
The real heel turn. We wait on Sasha Banks' heel turn, but we got the Money Man heel turn right now. Be live. Where can they reach you?
Oh man, you can find me in St. Louis. No.
Pow, pow.
Oh man, you can find me at Max Speed Shop here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, 482 North McPherson Church Boulevard. Lord, I'm just making up names now. But it's North McPherson Church Road. I'm just trying to make it all elaborate. There's nothing elaborate in Fayetteville. But we've got award-winning smoked meats, pulled pork brisket. They're some of the best burgers around. Come check me out. We got all the football that you can handle, all the baseball that you can handle coming up. Man, whatever you need, holla at your boy. On social media, you can find your boy on Twitter and Instagram. This be your boy, Be Live, no I's, so THSBEYABOYBLIV to the E. Yes, sir.
USHER. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. And you can also find us, the SportsBros Podcast, on Instagram and Twitter. On Twitter, it's SportsBros PCast. On Instagram, it's SportsBros Podcast. You can find us on our YouTube page. We're working on that each and every day, uploading new material. You can find me on our Facebook like page, the SportsBros Podcast. You can also check us out on our new WordPress site. Eddy Kool, I'll let you fill that in. We're working on. We are working every day to add new, better material for you to see. This is sports for the fan, by the fan. So, man, check us out on all of our outlets. Check me out again on Wednesdays with What Happened Wednesdays. Man, like I said this last week, please check that out, man. That is, I think, again, my favorite. I loved it. Full of laughs. Mercedes, I'm still waiting on the rebuttal. And any other Ohio State fans out there trying to trademark the word, God bless, I can't even say it because that don't even make no sense to me. D. Anyway.
Wait till I take this to work. This is going great.
Please do. I said it. Yeah. But yeah, man, check us out. All the outlets, man. SportsBros Podcast. We're growing every day. Yes, sir.
Scottie D, where can they reach you?
You can't reach me, but if you want to check me on Facebook, Scott Donnelly. That's all you need to know.
That's all people know. And of course, I'm the HOC, Eddy Kool. I promise you I will have a video coming out this Thursday. I've been having a lot going on between soon-to-be graduation and some other things. But guess what? Thursday, you finna get this video. You can believe that. Check me out on Snapchat, SuperCool5000, all one word. Instagram, Cool Season. Also, you can check me out on the SportsBros Podcast Instagram account, the Twitter account, SportsBros PCast, the WordPress. I'm going to release that information soon. I'm working on a few things. Also might have some logos for us, guys, some little design for us. And that's behind the scenes stuff going on too. But you can also reach me on Facebook at my regular Facebook profile, Eddy Kool, and also the SportsBros Podcast like page. All right. Fellas, you got any closing words, any closing remarks?
R.I.P. Cedric Benson.
Oh, man.
Yeah, R.I.P. Cedric Benson. Oh, my God. He was on my fantasy team, I think, about 6 or 7 years ago. So R.I.P. to Cedric Benson. Gone, 36 years old, gone too soon. When you're riding motorcycles, y'all, please be careful out there. Please be careful out there. Be Live, you got anything?
Oh yeah, just also another addition that we're working with on Facebook. We have a new group. It's an extension of the podcast. It's the Sports Bros family, which we invite all of our listeners and all people that have liked our page to join. And this is where you can post about your favorite sports stories and everything and share with us. And that absolutely helps us to add to the material that we have with our podcast and bring in new, fresh material every single week. So we cordially invite all of you to join the Sports Bros family.
Yep, come check us out. And for the Money Man Scottie D and the Almighty Be Live, this is the head of creative, Eddy Kool. And in closing, be like you.
Roll credits.
And in closing, do something nice for yourself. And if you can, do something nice for someone else. They'll greatly appreciate it. This is the Sports Bros Podcast.
Do better.
Yes, sir.
Bye, y'all.